Hey everybody, thank you for coming to today's YouTube video. I got my Sturgis shirt on. I know Sturgis was a couple months ago, but it's cooling down here and it's actually kind of cool inside the house. So why not wear my Sturgis t-shirt? I did ride cross country twice to Sturgis from Miami. I actually wrote a book on that. You can catch that on Amazon. It's called 25 and 18. Basically how many states I did in 25 days, but took a month off almost and travel. I did something like 6,000 miles on the bike. So it's some good times, and riding cross country, meeting so many people, etc. It's even the text is even, or the book is even tied in to YouTube videos. So you'll be able to see some of the videos of some of the locations that I did as well if you're looking for something else other than what I'm talking about today. But today I'm talking about sovereign citizens. Now, if you don't know what a sovereign citizen is, listen up. Sovereign citizens, you know who you are, so wait up. Sovereign citizens, to make it simple, basically believe the law doesn't apply to them. That's it. It's that simple. So now, if you are a sovereign citizen, listen up because this applies to you. I'm sorry to tell you, but everything you think about the law and being a sovereign citizen is BS. None of it is true. You people are losing your homes, and I'm going to go over that now. Let me actually go for, there's so many issues I can't even begin to focus on them. I was writing it down. I just said there's so many ways that you approach the law, and unfortunately I'm here to tell you that they're all wrong. The first thing is you all constantly cite the UCC, Uniform Commercial Code. It says commercial in the title. It doesn't apply to you and me. We are talking about merchants. Yet you have this theory that if you put on the bottom of the check on the memo line, last payment or payment in full to your mortgage lender, that you don't have to pay off the rest of your mortgage. And that's just not the way creditor and debtor law works. Of course, for lack of a better term, rationalization, when I tell you that that's not the way that it works, and that the UCC applies to merchants, and we're talking about businesses, not a consumer, etc. You guys go off on how you are a corporation. No, you're not. A corporation is a separate legal entity from an individual. There are two separate things. That's and another thing. Here's another one, that you have some sort of a secret bank account where the federal government has to give you, I don't know how many millions of dollars, and that we have unlimited credit if we set up a trust account. Well, I have a trust account, and the bank is not going to give me millions of dollars that's owed to me, etc. If you want to look at this from another perspective, you are basically saying you can dismantle the entire creditor debtor law just by writing payment in full. So I go buy a Ferrari tomorrow. Next day I cut a check, payment in full, and I walked out with a Ferrari based on how much did I give down as a down payment. Think about it. That's not going to work that way because that's just simply would devastate the entire market. And if we had unlimited money, where's this money coming from? Wouldn't that money be devalued if we're just printing money and everybody is entitled to tens of millions of dollars from individuals? I know you also cite the straw man. The person behind that, I believe, has been in prison. I don't know how many times for fraud. So do your research on that stuff. But I know there's other ones that say reporting to the credit bureaus, and again, your parts are being initiated. The best way I can describe it is what we call IRAC in law school: issue, rule, application, and conclusion. You first have to find the issue, and you have to know the rule of law. That's kind of like the easy part. The conclusion, which is a C, it could be one or two sentences, and you'll still get a good grade on it. Application is the or the analysis. Some people call it application analysis. That's the part that matters. And I see this not only with sovereign citizens, where everybody, where they just get one little sentence out of a 40, 50 page ruling and say, this applies to me. You cannot extrapolate one sentence out of a 50-page ruling and jump all the way over there. Sovereign citizens aren't the only one. I mentioned in a prior video, we've all heard the term, you can't yell fire in a crowded movie theater. Yes, you can. And part of the reason is that's not the law. That is known as dictum, basically the judge giving their opinion. You have to know what the court's holding is and apply it to those specific set of facts. Now, I know a lot of people think they can do that, but I have to be honest and defend my profession when it comes to this. 3 years of law school, 3 years of reading cases solely on that issue. Not to mention that not everybody goes to law school, passes law school. The reality is California, I think, had 65%. That was one of their better years. Other states, 70, 80%. those are not great numbers when all you've been doing is reading case law and learning how to do IRAC for the last 3 to 4 years of your life, for someone just to read something online and say, this applies to me. Generically speaking, sure, but it has to specifically, you got to go through all the facts and realize why it does or does not. It's literally not that simple. I teach final year law students, and I can tell you that they still struggle with these issues. But again, just look at the bar passage rates that are not that high. So now let's talk about going back to applying this of the sovereign citizens. You're driving around with driver's license plates that you put on there. That's illegal. Chances are it's a criminal infraction. When you go to court, you have to identify yourself as me, Alex Hernandez. You can't say, oh, I'm number H126439. The judge isn't going to listen to it. They're going to hold you in contempt, and you're just complicating your life unnecessarily. There have been endless lawsuits filed. All the courts have rejected those lawsuits. One of them even said this is gobbledygook. So, again, I'm sorry. I know we're all looking for ways to not have to pay our mortgage and all that, but the secret to paying your mortgage is just that's it. You just send a check every month. If you make more money, send more money, and that's it. You're not going to wipe out an entire mortgage just because you put on a memo line paid in full. That's not the way the law works. And think about it. If it did, it would devastate the global economy, not just us. Because to think that the mortgages that you pay just apply to the bank that you applied to for the loan doesn't work that way. Those mortgages get packaged and they get resold to other countries, other investors, and everything else. So if all these trillions of dollars in mortgages, well, I think somewhere around 11 trillion is the number for mortgages, could all be wiped out just because we put on a memo line, the entire world would see way past what we saw the Great Depression in the 20s and 30s, way past that. This would be, you can forget about it. There would be no bread lines because there would be no bread. So we have to, and for lack of a better term, use a little bit of common sense here. You have to realize, does this make sense? I used to tell my students all the time, if you're reading a case and it doesn't make sense, start applying it to you and ask yourself, does this make sense? Because if it doesn't, then you probably misinterpret it or the information is wrong. You want to know how to pay off your mortgage, go into finance courses or read YouTube videos, whatever you want to do, but it's not those tricks. Going to court, telling cops that the laws don't apply to you is the quickest way to get arrested. Make it very simple. If you're in this country, the laws apply to you. If you're in another country and you're visiting Peru, you don't get to argue sovereign citizen. They're going to apply the laws of Peru to you. Are you there on vacation? Yep. Does it matter? No. The laws apply to you just like they apply to everyone else. All right. So stop messing with your financial future. That's the whole point of this. I need a hammer right now. Hopefully, I can throw one in there. Stop messing with your financial future. You people are going into foreclosure based on a book that has been discredited a million times over, legal theories that have been discredited 5,000,000 times over, and you're losing your house that you worked so hard for because someone had some crazy theories on how individuals are corporations and we're entitled to unlimited funding and everything else. It simply doesn't work that way. All right? Common sense. Use it. You have any questions, ask me. But do not let your home go into foreclosure based on these radical, and they are radical legal. They're not even a legal theory. It's non existent. It does not exist. Don't get arrested for this information. If a police officer pulled you over, you give them the information, hire a lawyer, go to court, let the lawyer deal with it. Do not tell the cop everything that you've been saying that you're a sovereign citizen doesn't apply to you. Don't go to court and tell the judge the same thing. I'm telling you, I deal with at least 1 or 2 questions a week on this issue, and you guys are just begging for trouble. So I am begging you, don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to lose more than you bargained for, and you don't deserve it just because there's mis and disinformation out there. All right. Always go to a credible source, not some crazy guy that you read about online that posted a post on social media or a YouTube video. I've always said, question me. If I said something wrong or you think I said something wrong, let me know. Okay, I am an expert in bankruptcy. Nobody can deny that. It's on my resume, confirms that. But when I tell you it's blue, go confirm it's blue on your own. All right, that's how confident I am in what I'm saying. All right, take care of yourselves. Travel like I did during these fun times. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you guys around. Take care.